If you do not rehab it properly, you'll be stuck on the sidelines for many weeks. With spring coming around, sports are starting up, and everybody's going to be outside running around, and one of the most common injuries we see in physical therapy is an ankle sprain. Most commonly, what's going to happen is your foot is going to be pointed down and roll out. That's a combination of plantar flexion and inversion. When we have that injury, we damage the ligament on the outside of your ankle, called the ATFL for short, if you want the long name, so you can impress everybody with your anatomical knowledge. That stands for the anterior talofibular ligament. When you damage this ligament, it is important that you rehab it properly. If you do not rehab it properly, you'll be stuck on the sidelines for many weeks and you'll not be able to participate in your sport. I'm going to show you 3 exercises to get moving after this injury. When we're rehabbing from an ankle sprain, the common methodology in the past has been your classic RICE method, where you have rest, ice, compression, elevation. As we've progressed and we've done more research on injuries, rest is not optimal. What we want to do is get that joint moving as soon as possible. So after you're done icing and taking your NSAIDs to get some of that inflammation down, we want to start moving that ankle joint around as much as possible. How we can do that is with towel slides. So you're just going to put the injured ankle on a towel. You're just going to slide it back underneath you as far as you comfortably can, and then forward as far as you can. While you're here, you can also rotate side to side and get some motion in this plane as well.
Is there a set number of sets or anything?
Again, just a good way to get the ankle joint moving after an injury, spelling the alphabet with your ankle. So all you're gonna do is use your toes as your pencil, and you're gonna draw out capital letters in the air. You can rest your ankle on a chair or off the edge of your bed, as long as it has somewhere to be supported on, while you go through the entire alphabet, A to Z. So for this exercise, we're just gonna be standing on an uneven surface. I like to do this one with your shoe off, just to challenge that ankle joint a little bit more. Here we're just working on dynamic stability, getting some of that single leg balance back. This is a later stage exercise, 4 to 5 weeks after the initial injury.